Our body's agility and dexterity reflect the motor system's ability to plan, coordinate, and execute movement. Our motor system is responsible for somatic and autonomic movements. This video will demonstrate a somatic sequence of movement using the example of catching a ball being thrown to you. So, voluntary movement begins with the intention to move. The prefrontal cortex is an area of the brain associated with intention and motivation, the initiation of movement. Movement next critically requires spatial information about one's environment. Spatial information is processed in the posterior parietal cortex. Both the PFC and the PBC receive sensory information and project to the secondary motor area. So think of this as your internal monologue, making you aware of a ball that's coming towards you and its corresponding position in space. The secondary motor area coordinates and sequences these inputs to plan movement. It is comprised of the supplementary motor area, which coordinates these inputs, and the premotor area, which prepares and projects to the primary motor area. So this is you processing the action. What are you going to have to do in order to prime yourself to catch this ball? Next, the primary motor area is responsible for executing motor behaviors. It receives and integrates information about the planned movement. So, when you have to catch, which muscles are you going to recruit in order to perform this action? There are also two key regulators of motor activity in the brain. The first is the basal ganglia, which regulates motor activity in M1 and M2. The second regulator is the cerebellum. M1 signals the cerebellum to request a motor plan, which the cerebellum stores. The cerebellum also detects and corrects any errors in the signal sent by M1. So think of these areas as the areas that register the story's characteristics and the corresponding catch characteristics. Is a ball coming from a height? What is its velocity? And how can you correct for these things? So now this motor command has been regulated. It is sent by the primary motor area to the spinal cord via the corticospinal and cerebrospinal tracts. From here, motor behavior is translated to activate muscle effectors. So this translates to activating all the muscle effectors in order to catch this ball. Once the action is performed, sensory feedback is received by the primary somatosensory cortex, which is closely aligned with M1. As both regions have similar somatotopic organization, feedback information is transferred with ease to M1. So clearly numerous processes are involved in the motor system and happen as you perform everyday tasks without any active thought. These actions may be voluntary, however the underpinning processes are certainly quick and involuntary.